Welcome, Annie Collins here for Same Set Syndrome. Today's featured business is Cat Scrappiness. I'll be creating this adorable gnome card using the following products. Cat Scrappiness Christmas Gnomes. This set is adorable. It has 3 little gnomes and 4 sentiments to go with it. We have Candy Cane guy, Present and Cocoa guy, and I'm going to dress up as a Christmas tree guy. I don't know if that's their names, but that's what I'm calling them. We have Jingle Gnome. Christmas is gnoming. Merry Christmas to Gnome. They're so cute. Okay, so I'm also going to bring in some dies for my stash. I'm going to bring the Sweet Christmas from Yvonne's Creations. I'm going to use this little candy swirl here. Frantic Stampers Fireplace die set. And the Creative Expressions Christmas window die set. I'm only going to use that larger Christmas tree of the 2 trees. This one right here. We will be using this pattern paper here from Tattered Lace. It's a Christmas greenery background with some jingle bells. Figured appropriate for these festive guys. We're creating a slimline card. My card base was cut from 6 by 8 and scored at 3, so it's a 3 by 8 card. We have Distress Oxide and Scattered Straw, and later on I'll bring in another color. And we have Versafine Onyx Black ink, which I use to stamp my sentiment. I went ahead and stamped and die cut and colored everything ahead of time to save you some time while you're doing the hop, because I know you want to enjoy it. So I die cut the Fireplace twice, once from this lighter cardstock that's a cream color, and I cut it again out of heavyweight white cardstock, 110 pound, and I'm going to layer it. Now the Fireplace comes open, so I went ahead and backed it with this gray piece of cardstock to create the background of our fireplace. Here are our adorable gnomes, and let me clear everything out here. I went ahead, like I said, stamped and colored them. Here, they're all set here, so cute. And I also mounted them on low profile foam tape. I have our little Christmas tree, which I went ahead and added little flick motions to create more of the pine needles look. And I colored the tree stump as well with some brown Copic marker. And I'll have all the Copic markers I used listed in the description below. I'm going to pull out the other little die cut pieces that we'll need to finish our scene today. And our sentiment, which is I already, like I said, already stamped. If you are hopping with us, I hope you leave a comment along the way so that you could be entered to a chance to win a gift card from Cat Scrappiness. Alright, so we have this little twirly thing here, is our sentiment, the little iron bars to hold our tree logs, and our little flames. I'm going to put everything to the side here, clean up real quick so we can get started. So I'm going to layer this pattern paper onto our card base. But my card base keeps popping up because it's really thick cardstock. Even though I scored it, it just keeps popping up. So I'm going to use the old washi tape trick to keep it flat so that I can go ahead and adhere my layering paper here, my pattern paper, and create my scene. I'm using some art glitter glue to get this get it adhered to my card base. And I was looking at the pattern paper because for a minute there I was like, I think I'm putting this on upside down, but it's one of those you can put it either way and it looks great. It has little leaves and jingle bells all over it, which I thought was appropriate for these fun-loving little gnomes. So on our cream cardstock here, I wanted to add a little bit of, aging or distressing to our fireplace. So I'm using the scattered straw, and I'm just going to hit like the corners and near the opening of the fireplace so that it looks like it's been, used. So I'm just rubbing a little bit here, and I'm using a little finger dauber because it's a small little die. I'm also going to put a little bit of the ink on the hearth, which is a small strip of the same cream colored cardstock that I adhered to the white frame of the fireplace here. So now I'm going to adhere the cream colored frame or fireplace to the white one. So now it's nice and sturdy for our scene. Now we're going to build our little fire. So here's our little wooden logs, our little log holder thingy, and our flame. Our flame is cut from both orange cardstock and orange pattern paper. It has 2 tones of orange, it's like a tone on tone. However, as you know, flames have multiple colors, and I wanted to bring in a little bit more color. So I'm using some Victorian velvet, so it brings in a little bit more of that purpley that we have in our cocoa drinking gnome over there. Now these logs, when you die cut them, it cuts a little slit in between the logs so that you can put your flame in them so it looks like the logs are on fire. So I just put a little adhesive, slid them in, and then there we have it. The little flames are in the logs. Now we have to adhere those little logs to the log holder thingamajiggy. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that wrought, quote unquote, wrought iron thingy. Because usually they are like made out of wrought iron. I just don't know. I guess they're log holders. I don't know. It's the log holder thingamajiggy. Once we adhere the logs to that, we're going to adhere it to the center of our fireplace. Just putting a little glue on the back, and make sure I put some on the little legs, just little dots. Then I'm going to place it onto the little hearth there. Center it, and then we can adhere our fireplace to our card. It looks so cute, and it's going to create a great backdrop for our scene. So I'm bringing in our card again, which is that pattern paper is being our wallpaper. And so now we're going to adhere our fireplace in the center. I'm going to line it up here. Once I get it where I need it to be, I'm going to add a little adhesive on the back and stick it down. Okay, maybe a little bit more than just a little. You know, just enough. All right, so I have it centered on my card. And now we can bring in our sentiment and our gnomes. So I know I want to put my 2 Christmas trees, our real tree and our gnome tree, on opposite ends of each other. But before we do that, I'm going to take some low profile foam tape, and I'm going to place it on the back of my sentiment, in which we're going to adhere to our fireplace. I'm going to move my little gnomes out of the way so I don't mush them, and place our sentiment down. I need to adjust it because it's not centered and it's a little too low. We don't want to catch it on fire, you know. So there it is. I'm using the little grooves of the fireplace mantle piece to line it up. And then we'll put these little swirly pieces, which are actually die cuts from a candy. It creates like the mints. But you cut it out of something different, and now it becomes a decoration. I'm using the Rinea foiled paper, and that's a double-sided gold paper. It actually has gold on one side and copper on the other. So it's beautiful, glossy gold on one side and glossy copper on the other. And I'm going to use those to like hold up our banner. So little decorations for the holidays. So we're going to bring in, like I said, our little Christmas tree gnome here. And I'm removing all the adhesive backing. And I'm going to put him all the way to the right of our card. Make sure that his little star is inside our card. Then Candy Cane Gnome here. He's going to go right near the fireplace, in front of Christmas tree gnome. There he is. Now, present hot cocoa / coffee gnome, he's gonna go sitting next to the fireplace, keeping his little toes warm while he drinks his hot cocoa. See, I have a whole thing. This is like a whole story for them. So he's gonna sit right there. I'm gonna push in his little pom-pom, make sure it doesn't get too caught out of the card. And there's our tree. So now we have green on either side of our card. And this is gonna be adhered flat. Yep, the old glue is all clogged up. So I'm gonna unclog it real quick. Put a little glue and adhere it right there. Right next to that big old present. So our card is almost complete. All we have to do is put a few jewels to finish off our banner holder. So I'm going to put some little jewels here. They're called berry jewels. So they're nice and red. Putting them in the center of our little swirly doodads. And our card is now complete. I'm going to show you a little bit of close-ups here. I'm going to see if we can catch the light so you can see that I use the Sakura Jelly Roll Sparkle Pen on all the white parts of their outfits. So the little pom-poms on their hats, the little fur around it on the brim. Get my phone in there, see if you can catch it. And I also put a few dots on the Christmas lights that Christmas tree guy is wearing. So I want to go over real quick again the products we used to create this card. Let me move the card real quick and we'll go over as quickly as possible. We have the tree that we use from Creative Expression, Frantic Stramper's Fireplace, the little Christmas swirl from Sweet Christmas, and the star of the show, Cat Scrappiness, Christmas Gnomes. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, and like everyone as you go through the hop so you could be entered to win a gift card for Cat Scrappiness. Thank you, and I hope you found some inspiration.